Timestamp July 13th, 2025, about a little bit after 6 a.m. I might do a couple of mini things today. I already did one earlier. That's my foot. Acorn is letting me know that desperately needs to go chase the bunny or something. Okay. Yeah, Tiny definitely narrowed some of the corridors over here. We got to work on that. It's already a death trap. We don't need to be doing that. Acorn, get out of there. We're going this way. It's alright. That was my arm. It'll grow back. Catching up on a couple of YouTubers while I'm doing my 30-30s. So I guess something happened with Grok recently. That's the Elon Musk AI. First of all, as a sidebar, as a okay, so I'm a sci-fi kid. Grew up reading classic sci-fi. Robert Heinlein is actually my favorite. You're not allowed to use Grok. That's offensive just in and of itself. Because Grok is actually a word I use in my regular vernacular now. The concept of Grok is to understand something to the point of almost being, it's an all understanding of a concept or a thought or whatever. You know, to where it's like a palpable understanding of something. These rich guys who want to run our lives understand nothing. So the idea that of all people he would try and capture that word, I find that like offensive. I do. You can't have that word. So I guess his Grok bot threw out some praises for Hitler. Is that what I was reading? There's a phrase, and it's an older phrase, I guess. Garbage in, garbage out. Now, I think if Musk and his cronies are the ones raising the AI, because AI are children. You know, they're basically children. Why wouldn't something that he helped spawn at some point think that Adolf was a great guy? Why wouldn't he? You know, why wouldn't? I'm going in. There you go. Why wouldn't a fast learning supercomputer entity that he was raising as his own. Why wouldn't something like that at some point think that Adolf was a great guy? I'd be surprised if he didn't. I'd be surprised if he didn't. Or it didn't. I want to use the proper pronouns. I'm not sure how I would do that with an AI. Ask Grok how it identifies. Oh, I need to do a cookie. My bee. Come on, Scrap. Cookie time, cookie time. Sit. Good boy. And he's Tokyo drifting to the other room. Alright. Breaking furniture as he veers and slides into things. But yeah, why wouldn't a bot of his creation? Because, I mean, it's an AI, so it's going to learn by what it's fed, the information that it gleans. There's something else I've been thinking about recently. Everybody is criticizing, and rightfully so, perhaps, the whole ChatGPT and some of the other AIs, and how they are spewing out wildly inaccurate information when asked basic questions and whatnot. And here's the thing. We're blaming the AIs for being faulty, and the fault is us. The fault is us. When you look at, and I know this is going to, Red Hats are immediately going to think that I'm that guy. When you look at the amount of misinformation that is being put out into the forum, a growing AI is a childlike sponge with a computer brain behind it. It can't necessarily distinguish the morality of things. It's being told blue is green, green is blue, but blue is also only blue and green is only also green. It's having to really struggle through the information that it's able to get, because it's getting 3 and 4 and 6 different versions of the same concept. So yeah, it's going to give you results that don't make sense or are wildly inaccurate, because the source material that we've given it to feed from, you know, whether we're discussing, and I'm going to pick on her because it's easy, Jewish space lasers and the liberal groups' ability to control weather. Now, exactly, you and I, because I expect people that disagree with me on this probably aren't actually watching the video at this point. They probably said something very angry to themselves and switched channels. You and I most likely know what a complete imbecile MTG is. You probably already are aware of that. I'm aware of that. But a fledgling newborn baby AI that read statements by her as an example, because she does get retweeted and she's loud. Loud doesn't make you right, by the way, just so you know. The orange guy has that principle as well, that orange makes you right. Loud makes you right. As long as you say it loud and keep repeating it, it's the right statement, it's accurate. Him too, though. You know, he's the most lionist man that's ever been in office, as found by several different groups that actually added up his statements. You can Google that. But if an AI that's still figuring out what's what is looking at those statements and MTG's statements, Steve Bannon, Steve Miller, some of those wonderful, wonderful human beings, and then they look at stuff from, you know, I doubt my stuff's getting that level of play, but, you know, like Brian Tyler Cohen and Ari Melber, Chris Hayes, people, Rachel Maddow, people that do have a platform that also have a voice and will, just for argument's sake, say an equal amount of content out there. Blue is green, green is blue, but blue is exclusively blue and green is exclusively green. How do you form a proper thought with that as your foundation? How? How do you do that? How do you construct a reality? How do you make the construct of your own understanding of the world at large? You're going to give some dumbass answers when asked a basic question by Tracy from Omaha, Nebraska on ChatGPT, because you don't understand that a third or half the information that you actually have in your files as information is in fact faulty information. Remember the phrase we heard 10, 12 years ago? Well, maybe even not that long ago, maybe only 8 years ago. God, it seems like 20. Alternative facts. We're just presenting you with alternative facts. Remember that nugget? It was Kellyanne Conway came up with that gem. Well, these are alternative facts. What you're calling alternative facts are actually fiction. They're not alternative facts. You do not understand that word. But if you're labeling it as a fact, an AI that doesn't understand that you're lying, what do you do with that? You know, kids growing up with two parents that have extreme psychological issues. They may be free of psychological issues, but they will frequently develop emotional issues and other things as well because of the downloads they're receiving from their parents. It's hard to bob and weave around that stuff and come out healthy. So, just food for thought. Just, again, catching up on the news, saw some stuff there and was just like, oh. And also, you're not allowed to use grok. That was God or the universe saying, no, I'm taking that back. Bury that. No. Nope. Nope, you're pulling that from what is probably Heinlein's greatest work and also one of the greatest science fiction works of all time. You can't have that. You can't have that. Although it is one of my favorites of his. That's A Stranger in a Strange Land, in case you're not familiar. It's an amazing book. Just for funsies, I'm a big fan of Job, A Comedy of Justice, as well. But that don't take that one too seriously. It's just kind of a fun ride. He also wrote Starship Troopers. The Puppet Masters. Very, very Invasion of the Body Snatchers. They did do a film version of the Puppet Masters too, with I think one of the Sutherlands was in that back in the day. They didn't really do it right per se, but it was a good effort at least. And Starship Troopers. The movie is only the first half of the book, and they did do some gender swapping here and there. So if you read the book, you're gonna be like, wait, he's a dude? You know, you're gonna have those moments. Great book. A lot about government manipulation and propaganda in that book. Would you like to know more? And hey, the movie's got NPH. Can't go wrong with that. But yeah, they changed some stuff around, but overall, yeah. And I feel like they got the vibe. But yeah, Tunnel in the Sky, The Cat Who Walks Through Walls, just some really amazing books. And I like a lot of sci-fi, but I do more of the what's considered the sociological science fiction. Like my two favorites, if you were to ask me, are Robert Heinlein and Ray Bradbury. My wife likes more the techno sci-fi. She's a big Asimov and/or Arthur C. Clarke fan. But you know, hey, we complete each other. But she's more into the tech, and I'm more into the people. Heinlein and Bradbury talk a lot in their science fiction about society and the politics with science fiction and technology and exploration and all that. Really great reads, though, but you still can't have grok. We're in a social experiment right now, but you can't have grok. Sorry. Go back to the well. Go with Bob, or something like that. You know. Apologize to any Bobs out there, but you know you can't have grok. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and because I just heard a washer shut off, and I have to go swap out, and I need to get dishes and get my sink reclaimed and counter, and I'll probably be doing another one of these later on in the day. But just I saw some of the snippets on that and went, I gotta say something. So wow, everything's going off. So yeah, praising Adolf. I saw what you did at that one rally with your hand. So, as a German American, predominantly, that's not funny. That's never funny. They were the bad guys in the 40s. Comeback tours are not appreciated. And I would expect nothing less from your kid. So, this is my shocked face. Take it in. It's my shocked face. And, yeah. You guys were the bad guys in the 40s. I don't know. I know being a bad guy is edgy and cool. Normally. You know, like, hey, I'm Sith. Ooh. I'm Slytherin. Ooh. Yeah. Being a Nazi? No. No. And being a neo-Nazi, just so that everybody's clear, and I think most people understand that, this what I'm about to say, neo-Nazi, neo just means new. So being a new Nazi, you're the Nazi of this generation. Oh, well, that makes it okay. No, you're the villains of the story. Like, on the global scale, you're... Yeah. Being a Nazi. You cannot be the hero. You can be the hero of your own story, but en masse, no. Nope. Hard no. Hard no. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign off there. I'm sure I'll have something to rant or bitch about a little bit later as I continue to catch up on the news and do chores. Because I got opinions. Yeah. Very shocked. Make it a great day.